Hello students, welcome to the online series lectures. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is petrology, which is the first unit of your PUC second year. And as I told you in last class, we have discussed about the syllabus, what all things are there. Okay. So, if you remember, the first unit of yours is petrology. So, in that we will be studying the subunit, that is 1.1, that is introduction to petrology. Introduction petrology, in that we are going to study rocks and types of rocks and the rock cycle. It also includes rock cycle. So, let us begin with the lecture. So, as you know, okay, before going to the main topic, before going to the explanation of the petrology and definition of that or introduction to petrology, I am going to highlight some points here. There is a hierarchy to the elements of geology. So, let us see that atoms make elements. As you know, when atoms come together, they make elements. Okay. When elements come together or elements combine to form a natural compounds, maybe NaCl, HCl, whatever it is, those will form compounds. Okay. These natural compounds will compounds and elements combine to form a minerals. They will form a minerals. That means what? This compound will form a minerals. So, first atoms will form elements, elements will combine to form compounds, and compounds and elements will combine to form minerals. And these minerals, when they combine together, they will form rock. They will form rock, means aggregate of minerals. When one or more minerals come together, they will form rocks. Then when this rock come together, they will form earth. So, this is how the science goes, I mean from atom to earth or rock. Okay. So, we are going to study the rock part here, we are going to study rock part here. So, we have already studied about mineralogy in last PUC first year. So, now next part we are going to study petrology. So, petrology means what? It is a branch of science, you can see here, concerned with the origin, structure and composition of rocks. Composition of rocks. In simple words, I can tell you, study of rocks. Study of rocks is nothing but petrology. So, what to study? Its origin, how it forms, its structure, what type of shape, size are there, its composition, what type of elements, compounds are there in that particular rocks or minerals are there in that particular rocks. That will be studied under petrology. So, rock is what? Rock is any naturally occurring solid mass or aggregate of minerals. I told you in first slide also. So, when one or more minerals come together, they will form rocks. So, it is nothing but aggregate of minerals is nothing but rock. Okay. And it is solid mass, it is a solid mass. Okay. So, kinds of rocks, monomineralic rocks, okay, and heteromineralic rocks. Monomineralic rock means what? In that particular rock, only one type of mineral is present. So, it is here aggregate of minerals. So, one or more minerals come together, they will form rocks, isn't it? So, if that particular rock consists of only one type of mineral, that is considered as monomineralic rock. Mono means single, mono means single mineral, and hetero means one or more minerals, one or more minerals. Now, here one example is there. This white color thing is marble, white color thing is marble, and this marble consists of only one type of mineral, that is calcite, Okay. So, monomineral you can see marble is there, quartzite contains quartz, only quartz is there, quartz one type of mineral, and limestone again it contains calcite. So, these three rocks which are given as an example, this consists of only one type of mineral. So, because of that it is called as monomineralic rock. Heteromineralic rock means what? When it consists of more than one mineral, example granite and conglomerate. Here you can see the slide, it consists this is a granite. this one is granite. Okay. Okay. So this consists of white color patches. Can you see here? Those are quartz crystals, quartz minerals, and the black color here shiny. These are called as biotite crystals. This is black color, and the pink color is there. No, that is feldspar crystals. That is pink. So here you can see three types of minerals are present in this particular rock. That is granite. Because of that, it is considered as heteromineralic rock. Heteromineralic rock. So I hope you understood the kinds of rocks: monomineralic rock and heteromineralic rock. Monomineralic nothing but single minerals are present, only one type of minerals are present, like example marble, which consists of only calcite, and quartzite, which consists of only quartz, white color quartz, and limestone consists of again calcite, only one type of mineral, calcite. I hope you understood. Then next one is, how many types of rocks are there? How rocks are formed and how many types of rocks are there? So there are basically three types of rocks are there. That is igneous rock, okay, igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. So in nature we will get only these three types of rocks basically in broad perspective, that is igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. So what are these three types of rocks we are going to study today? So general view I will give you. Igneous rocks are formed by cooling and consolidation of magma or lava. You can see when igneous rocks are formed when magma or lava cools and hardens, it becomes solid. When sedimentary rocks are means what? Formed when pieces of rock pressed and cemented together. We will discuss in detail in next slides, don't worry about this. Just remember now there are three types of rock: igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic rock. When these two rocks, this may be or this may be, goes through pressure temperature condition, they will change the shape and size. You can see here it is straight lines are there, but here you can see it has become zigzag. So it has changed the shape and size due to pressure or sometimes heat. So this changed rock is nothing but metamorphic rock. Now just remember that three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. So we will start with igneous rock. Already I told you about igneous rocks are formed by cooling and consolidation. Consolidation means what? Solidification. Consolidation is nothing but solidification. One second name for this, solidification. It becomes solid. Solidification. So cooling and consolidation of magma or lava is nothing but igneous rock, and these are considered as primary rocks. Primary rocks, why? Because these are directly formed from magma and lava. Okay. And difference you know about magma and lava, when you can see here the liquid, that is rock liquid, that is called as magma or lava, when it is inside the ground, that is called as magma. And this magma, when it cools down inside the ground, that is called as igneous rock only. When this magma comes on the ground, that is nothing but lava, and when this lava cools and again consolidates or solidifies, that is nothing but again igneous rock. So the rock may form inside the ground by cooling of magma, or rock may form outside the ground or on the ground by cooling of lava. Examples we are given three here: granite, basalt, and syenite. So many examples are there, but right now I am giving three examples: granite, basalt, and syenite. These are the examples of igneous rock. So you can see these are primary rocks which are formed by volcanism. The lava will come out on the ground, and that will cools and solidifies, like this you can see here. So like this rivers of lava will come out, and this is the sides have cooled down, you can see. So these are formed directly, these are solidified matters and nothing but igneous rocks, you can see here. So this is lava, and this is cooled part of that. So this is nothing but this cooled part, and solidified part is nothing but igneous rock. We can see earlier it was a lava flow and has cooled and consolidated, because of that it is considered as igneous rock. So these are the igneous rock may be glassy, you can see here. Glassy when it becomes glassy, when it cools very fast. When the lava cools very fast, suddenly when it comes on the ground and cools down or solidifies, that will form glassy material. And when the magma cools down inside the ground, that will form crystals. You can see these small crystals are there. Crystals are, you can see here. Okay, these crystals are nothing but phenocryst. Later we will discuss about this phenocryst, but right now remember these are the crystals, grains, which are formed inside the ground by slow cooling. If the faster cooling is there, they will form very minute, we cannot see with naked eyes. Crystals will be very, very small, and if it cools very, very slow, that will form bigger crystals. You can see here, bigger crystals will form. Okay, so very interesting. Slower the cooling, larger the grains, larger the grain size or grains, you can see. Okay, and faster the cooling, smaller the grains. Means what? Sorry, the grains. So slower the cooling, if the rock cools, magma or lava cools very slow, it will form larger grains. Okay, if it cools very slow, it will give fast, it will give smaller grains, which cannot see with naked eyes as well. In this case, glass, you can see here, glassy material. I hope you understood. Now you can see here, this is volcanism. When magma comes out on the ground, the upper surface of this will be contains gases, and these gases will escape out on the into the atmosphere, leaves behind holes. You can see here, leaves behind holes. These are called as vesicles. Okay, and these vesicles sometimes filled with some foreign material. You can see cords here. Okay, these are called amygdals. These are called as amygdals. So we will discuss in detail in later classes. You just remember, when lava cools and consolidates, sometimes the upper surface of the lava will escape the gases and they will form vesicles, and these vesicles will filled with some foreign material that becomes amygdals. You can see fresh lava, very fresh lava is there. When it cools down, cools and consolidates, that will form a igneous rock. You can see this is igneous rock which is from Mahabaleshwar. You can see the lava flows here, lava layers are there. You can see here very easily. We can demarcate the lava layers. Hundreds of layers are there in that area. So these are that indicates what? This lava flown, this lava also flown. I mean, this is the oldest one, obviously. On that youngest, like this. Here you can see on top, this will be youngest one, youngest of all. So these are the lava flows which are cooled and consolidated and form igneous rocks, and these are basalts. These are the basalt rock, which are given the example basalt. They are called basaltic flows as well. All Deccan traps almost they are formed by basaltic rock. You can see sometimes igneous rocks will form, cools and consolidated and form one shape, particular shape. In this case, you can see here how beautiful shapes they are formed. This is from America. Deadly Tower. This is called a Deadly Tower. This, if you see this rock, if you see individual rock, that will be in the form of column. You can see, if you take this particular rock, that will be in the form of column as well. So, sometimes the rocks will form in a particular shape. We will discuss this in later classes, do not worry. Okay. Now, next type of rock is that is compression of igneous rock. Now, next type is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed by compaction and cementation of sediments. Compaction and cementation of sediments. What are the sediments? In next slide I will explain. These rocks are considered as secondary rocks. These are considered as secondary rocks because these are formed by already present rock. Already present rock will weather and they will form sediments. I will explain next slide, do not worry. And the example is sandstone, limestone, sandstone and limestone. Here you can see. So, as you have discussed in last slide, compaction and cementation of sediments is nothing but sedimentary rock. So, compaction and cementation you know, but what is sediment? When suppose this is a hilly region in that there are rocks, due to water happens, as you know, due to water and heat action, the rocks will break into pieces, as you know, that is weathering. Due to weathering, there will be formation of sediment, small particles. These small particles, broken particles are nothing but sediments. The broken particles of the rock is nothing but sediments, and these sediments will go with the water, and they will deposit wherever there is a depression, This movement is nothing but transportation, and when they deposit here, that is called as sedimentation. When this after transporting, they will deposit in depression like this. This deposition is nothing but sedimentation. Okay. And after sedimentation, what happens? These layers which are formed here, they will compact due to pressure, because this layer will be at the bottom. Above this, there will be layers of this sediments or broken rock particles. Because of that, the weight will increase on this particular layers. Because of that, will compact or compress. They will compact and compress. Okay. After compressing, they will get cemented, and that will form a solid mass, that is nothing but sedimentary rock. So, you can see sedimentary rocks are product of sediment deposition, because first time it is depositing, okay. Then diagenesis and lithification. Diagenesis is nothing but sedimentation, compaction, you can say. This is diagenesis is nothing but compaction, lithification is nothing but sedimentation. So, first the rock will weather and form the sediments, and that sediments will transport from one place to another place wherever there is a depression, and in that depression there will be these sediments will deposit, here one above the other, and this one above the other creates the pressure on that particular rock, and that will increase the pressure, and due to this pressure there will be compaction, and during compaction the cementing material will cement the rock, and that will form a solid rock, that is nothing but sedimentary rock, and they are called as secondary rocks. So, this may form in lakes, these rocks may form in lakes or near the hilly region, that is called as alluvial plains, or in rivers, they will form rivers, or in oceans. So, many environments or many places these rocks may form. In glaciers also they will form, wherever there are glaciers, in alluvial plains, in beach area, in oceans, in rivers, in lakes, many places these rocks may form. Wherever there is a deposition environment, you can see here there is a deposition environment, sediments are brought here and they are deposited here. So, in this region rock will compact, cement, and they will form solid rock, solid mass. That solid mass is nothing but sedimentary rock. Sometimes this rock will form gradation, you can see here. You can see larger grains, then smaller grains, again larger grains, smaller grains, larger grains, smaller grains. This is called as graded bedding. One more thing I want to highlight here. Suppose sediments have brought here in this particular depression, first layer has formed, then this season, suppose every year there is a rainy season. During rainy season only water will bring some sediments which are broken particles, and that will deposit here. Okay. So, because that this season, suppose this layer has deposited, again there is a gap, and next year again there was a rain, there will be rain, and again there will be deposition of second layer. Suppose this layer has deposited, again third year again another layer is deposited, like consecutive layers have deposited one above the other. Okay. This individual is called as bed. This individual layer is called as bed. Okay. And the line between this line which divides one layer to another layer, this line is called as bedding plane. Bedding plane. So, generally the sedimentary rocks have beds which are laid up one upon the other, and which divide this layer into fine line, that is called as bedding plane. So, here you can see this is one bed, okay, which consists of larger grains, smaller grains, and fine grains. So, same way second layer, second bed, again it is larger grains, smaller grains. So, reason behind this we will be discussing in while we discuss sedimentary rock, but right now remember sedimentary rocks have beds, layers. Next, the last one is metamorphic rock. So, rocks formed by the pre-existing rock. That pre-existing means what? Already present rock. Already rock is present, and this rock is changing because of some pressure temperature condition. We will discuss later on. This pre-existing rock, already present rock, may be igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic. Okay, igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. So, this pre-existing rock, when it goes through a process of pressure, temperature, and chemically active fluid, is nothing but metamorphic rock. So, rock, what happens? Suppose this is a igneous rock, you can see here, this is a igneous rock which is granite. I have already given the example, granite as a igneous rock. When igneous rock goes through the pressure, you can see maybe confined pressure or directed pressure, that will form, you can see this black color things have come in one line, okay, and white color comes in one line. So, because of pressure from both the side, they have compressed, the layers of or grains have compressed, and they have formed alternate bands of light and dark. This have formed new rock called as gneiss. So, this gneiss has formed by already present rock, which is granite. So, when granite already present rock goes through pressure temperature condition and change to another rock, that is called as metamorphic rock. So, here granite is a pre-existing rock which is igneous, and it will change to another rock because of pressure, that is nothing but gneiss, which is metamorphic rock. So, here again you can see the definition. Rocks formed by pre-existing rock, whether it may be igneous rock, sedimentary rock, or metamorphic rock, by the pressure, temperature, and chemically active fluid. Pressure you know, temperature also you know, chemically active fluid means magma, liquid, magma. So, due to magma also the rocks will melt and recrystallizes or reforms, that is nothing but metamorphic rock. So, simple words, meta means change, and morph means shape and size. So, meta means change in shape and size of the rock due to some pressure temperature condition is nothing but metamorphic rock. So, simple. So, this process, when the rock goes through pressure temperature condition and changes, this process is called as metamorphism. and the example I have given here, schist, gneiss, marble. Schist, gneiss, marble. You must have heard about marbles. So, marbles are metamorphic rock, changed from some other rock. We will discuss in next slide. So, there are three types of pressures: compressive stress, compressive pressure, then shearing stress, okay, and confined pressure. Confined pressure means all the side pressure. You can see here, when you goes inside the water, you will feel like someone is pressing from all the side. So, that is called confined pressure. So, what happens due to this? You can see this here, the rock mass, example, this is the rock mass. When it goes through confined pressure, that will change to a smaller part, because all the side the pressure will exert on that particular matter, and that pressure will compress that particular rock or any material. That is called as confined pressure. Sometimes what happens, dilated pressure will be there. Dilated pressure means what? Compressive stress. You can see both this side pressure will be there, and the result will be what happens, there will be compression of this material from both this side. Sometimes what happens, shearing will be there. So, when the shearing stress will apply on this opposite side pressure, this may become longer, elongated. So, this due to these pressure conditions which applies or acts on the rocks and change the shape and size and form new rock. That new rock formed is nothing but metamorphic rock. You can see, due to dilated pressure, what has formed? It is because of this pressure. You can see again dilated pressure. This is slate metamorphic rock. You can see earlier this was straight like this, okay, but due to pressure, dilated pressure, it has compressed. You can see it has changed the shape of this particular rock. You can see heat. So, this is magma. It is already present rock, that is limestone, which is here already pre-existing rock. This is pre-existing rock. Pre-existing rock. Okay. So, this pre-existing rock, when in this pre-existing rock, magma enters. What happens? Because magma has what? Temperature. Magma has temperature. So, due to this temperature, this material has melted. You can see here. This, because of temperature, the sides will be melting and becomes liquid, and this liquid again becomes or cools and consolidates. This liquid will cools and consolidates. This is called as recrystallization. Recrystallization. Okay. So, this due to this recrystallization, what happens? A rock will form another rock, because here you can see there were layers here, or small fine particles were there, but here there will be formation of grains, small grains. So, that means what? When limestone goes through temperature condition and it will melt and recrystallizes, that will form marble. You can see, when marble goes through temperature condition, that will form another rock, that is marble. So, limestone is a sedimentary rock, already we have discussed, and the marble is metamorphic rock, because it is formed by already present rock, pre-existing rock. Pre-existing rock has gone through temperature condition and has changed to another rock, that is marble. So, many rocks are formed by like this. You can see this is a magma, this is a pre-existing rock, there is a contact between that, it has burned this, and you can see it has formed red color soil, recrystallization. Here you can see, here also the same thing. It is indicates that here there was a magma and which has burned this particular rock and has formed another rock. You can see here. Here you can see many times the valuable minerals like gold, copper, silver, many minerals are formed by metamorphism. And these are ore bearing veins. These are called as ore bearing veins. Ore means what? Wherein there is a presence of elements, metallic elements. You can see gold. You can see gold has entered into the vein. This is because of recrystallization. You can see. So gold and all those things are formed by recrystallization of rocks. Okay. Many minerals, valuable minerals like this is garnet, you can see, and this is also corundum. These are formed by metamorphism. These are very valuable minerals which are formed by metamorphism process. You can see the layers are folded. You can see here. These are because of pressure, directed pressure from both the side. So already present rock was there, which may be straight like this. Okay, due to pressure, it has compressed in this particular fashion. So from original rock, that is called as pre-existing rock, due to pressure temperature condition, it will change to another rock, that is called as metamorphic rock. So I hope you understood three types of rock. First one is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. I have also discussed about definition of those and examples I also have given. Now there is something called as rock cycle. Rock cycle. Like water cycle is there will be evaporation, there will be condensation, there is precipitation, there is runoff, there is again inflow, and that will again there will be circulation of water due to hydrological cycle. But like that, the same way rock also has a cycle. Okay. So how it can be explained, I will explain here now. Just see here, with the help of these three types of rocks, because one type of rock will change to another type of rock and another type of rock will change to another type of rock, again there will be cycle of that particular material. But compared to hydrological cycle, it is very slow process. Rock cycle is a very slow process. In this, it requires millions of years to complete the cycle. Example, we can start with anyone, but we will start with magma only. You can see magma. Okay. So when magma cools and crystallizes, that is called as crystallization. It will form igneous rock. When this igneous rock weathering will occur. Weathering, and there will be compaction, cementation. Weathering will occur, that will form sediments. And these sediments can be formed by metamorphic rock as well. When metamorphic rock goes through weathering, they will form sediments, and also these sediments can be formed by sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock can weather and they will form sediments. When these sediments transport and compact and becomes cemented, that is nothing but compaction and cementation of these sediments will form sedimentary rock. That is called as lithification. Okay. This sedimentary rock, when it goes through metamorphism, that is pressure temperature condition, that will form metamorphic rock. And this metamorphic, if the pressure temperature increases, on this particular rock, that will melting of that rock, again that will form magma. Again this magma will cools and consolidates, again igneous rock will form, and this igneous rock may be weathered, form sediments, and sediments will compact and cement, sedimentary rock. And this sedimentary rock or also igneous rock will go through pressure temperature condition, and that will form metamorphic rock. And this metamorphic rock, if the pressure temperature increases, that will melt and that will form magma. So see, this rock cycle is completed. This is how the one rock will convert to another rock, and another rock will convert to another rock. Like this, the complete cycle will occur. So this is nothing but rock cycle. So, I hope you understood about rock cycle. One rock will form to another rock. This slide also tells the same thing. You can see. So, we will start from here. Here, start from here. Magma, crystallization, that will form igneous rock. Igneous rock will weather the rocks, okay, and that weathering will form erosion and transportation, and there will be deposition of that weathered rock sediments. That is, sediments will deposit and bury under the depression, and that will form sediment rock, and the sediment rock will deform, that is due to pressure temperature condition, that will form metamorphic rock, and again metamorphic rock will increase the pressure temperature condition, again that will become melting, that is melting rock is nothing but magma. Again this cycle will continue for more and more years, and this requires millions of years. That will not be in 1 day, 2 day or 1 year, 2 years, that requires millions of years. So, I hope you understood introduction to petrology. We have discussed today about what is petrology, types of rocks, kinds of rocks. Also we have discussed about rock cycle. I hope you understood. This is it for today. In next class we will continue with igneous rocks in detail. Thanks.